Om. Gayatri Mahamantra. With your back straight, both hands upon your laps, left beneath the right. Om Bhura Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Shrimed Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 9, verse number 11. The particular verse that we embark upon today is grossly esoteric. Unless one has graduated one's understanding to a level, it shall not be possible to connect and understand and absorb the true meaning of this verse. It's not about language. The words are so simple. Ordinary words deployed to convey something esoteric. It's only how and where and in what form do you connect and understand to absorb its essence. The words are very simple. Let me bring the lines before you so that you can straight away connect to that, and I can subsequently proceed upon my deliberation. Read the lines that have been highlighted in orange. The unwise do not recognize me in the human form. They disregard my supreme nature as the Lord of all beings. The unwise do not recognize me in the human form. Having understood this, now it's a moment for us to connect with the actual essence of this verse. And unless done so, we'll miss what exactly it wants to convey. So thereby, it's mandatory that now we try to connect with the essence of these words. The unwise do not recognize me in the human form. What does it want to convey? Does it want to convey that Krishna was an incarnation, and when he incarnated in the form of a human, and those that do not recognize him in that form have been termed here as the unwise ones? Well, that could be certainly one of the connotation that can be derived out of it without any flaw. But there is something larger to be conveyed over here. Something which is far more beyond even that. The first word is the unwise ones. Who are the unwise? Who are foolish? I have saved myself from the usage of the word foolish, although the exact word which has been deployed in Sanskrit is Muda, the foolish ones. But I've saved because I want their true essence to be conveyed, and that is the unwise one. Who are the unwise? Who do not identify the Lord in human form? The meaning of the unwise over here is the one that have not evolved themselves to a level where they can grasp and gather this subtle understanding. They are still entrapped into their impulsive instincts and always want to gratify the yearnings that have been projected or popped by their sensory organs. They are the ones that are unwise, entrapped, controlled by the impulsive instincts of their sensorial organs. They have not detached, they are not able to discern and discriminate between the mutable and the immutable. The immutable, something which will stay forever, nitya. Mutable, which is not going to stay forever. So, immutable and mutable. Those who are very well able to discern the difference between these two and then accordingly move their life further through their decision and priorities, they are the wise ones. And who are not able to do that are the unwise ones. So, therefore, we say those that have not evolved yet to that extent have been understood or should be understood as the unwise ones. Those unwise that do not recognize me in the human form, it does not confine to the incarnation of Lord Krishna in the human form lakhs and lakhs, millions and millions of years ago. No. The larger understanding is, according to the Vedantic understanding, it means that it pervades within each and every single human. Not only that, the form as a human is not confined to one incarnation at one given time. No. The presence of Lord Krishna in the human form means its presence into each and every single human who may have taken birth in any of the times so far and during any of the times to come. So it talks about the existence of that Almighty within each human. Is there a special bias for humans over here? No. The bias has been removed in the second line of the same verse, whereby it mentions that the existence pervades into all beings. As you can read the second line, it's all beings. Then why mention humans in the first line with a special reference? The significance for that goes to the choice element vested into the human, the brain potential vested into a human, the decision making potential vested in a human, which is not with other beings. And if at all it is there, it is not there to that extent as with a human being who has got immensity beyond measure in the form of the powers of mind, mental faculties, which can scale immeasurable heights. Yeah, immeasurable is an adjective used over here. So, to sum up, there is no bias with humans, but yes, humans with a special significance, because to be born as a human, according to the ancient Indian wisdom, is a privilege vested upon any being after thousands and thousands and thousands, rather millions. As they say, 8.4 million, one has to be born as in the form of 8.4 million species before gathering the privilege to be born as a human. So, how remotely one can benefit of this privilege can be well understood. Anyone born as a human, in whatever state of evolution it may be, is certainly privileged on the account that it is a human. So, the first line conveys the total essence of the Vedantic darshan. It is there within each one of us because it is omnipresent. And its omnipresence cannot defy our own physical form. It becomes difficult for any ordinary mind to comprehend, which has been always outward, to recognize and identify with Almighty, the God. Whenever we talk about God, we assign it with special places of worship, special form of symbols, special kind of appearance, etc. Or maybe we give an indication towards the sky, that alone knows. Whereas the fact of the Vedantic darshan is, if it is not here, then it is nowhere. What does it mean? It means, in other words, that it is everywhere. In the form of an Atma, it's everywhere. I have used the word Atma. Why have I not used the word Paramatma? Yeah, for the reason being, according to the Upanishadic wisdom, there is no difference between Atma and Paramatma. It is the one and the same. In order to pay higher order of obedience, we may term it Paramatma, whereas it is all Atma, Sarvatra, omnipresent. So in the form of Atma, it is everywhere. So if the foremost objective before an evolved being, not exalted ones, I'm saying evolved. Evolved means evolved to a state where one has prioritized to unravel the mystery of existence. One who has now a deep quest within to unravel the mystery of existence should be considered as the evolved one. Although in Hindi language, when we use these words, we give a different connotation because we pick up certain other words to collaborate and corroborate it. In English, we will not go into that aspect and confine the understanding of evolved one. Who is an evolved one? Evolved one is the one, as I've already mentioned. In Hindi, it will be differently explained with different connotations through other words that corroborate and collaborate. In English, evolved means one who has developed the understanding, is seeking an insatiable yearning within to understand about existence, unravel its mysteries. Those who have already unraveled them can be termed as the exalted ones. So if you want to discriminate between myself, me, yourself, and other people who are into spiritual pursuit, then the difference is that we all, including me, we all are evolved ones, but not exalted ones. Exalted ones are those few who are already a realized one, who have nothing more to now find, who have arrived their destination. So we, the evolved ones, are under evolution at different stages, different ladders of strata. We all are engaged into this pursuit of understanding about the existence. What is existence? What form of existence is it? What is termed as something eternal? What should be termed and understood as the Almighty within us, the divine spark? When we say we all have a tiny God, what is it? So the quest to unravel is within all of us. That's why we have engaged ourselves into spiritual pursuit in our own manners. So the verse conveys the Vedantic darshan, the Vedantic base understanding that it exists into each and every being, irrespective of the kind of species. But expectations of the human are more, because in humans, the element of choice and discernment is also vested upon, so that you can go, synthesize, try to discern everything within you, who actually you are. Who am I? We cannot expect a cow, cannot expect a buffalo, a lion, a goat, an elephant to go and try to contemplate upon who am I. They have a limited scope of a brain processing potential which is highly limited, which is confined mostly, although they have memory, but it's mostly confined in the service of their basic impulsive instincts. That's all it is confined to. Maybe slightly more in few animals, but not to the immensity and enormity as it is there in the humans. Before a spiritual seeker, one who is at all times engaged into failures, one after another, one after another, at times being questioned, confronted with highly critical appraisal by people around as doing nothing and merely living as a pretentious one, a seeker has to go on moving even during those times when a critical projection comes from all outward sources. Who is a seeker? One who has to undergo countless failures. That is the true definition of a seeker. I'm calling about the definition. I'm not talking about the meaning of the word. The meaning of the word may be different, but the special connotation which I want to ascribe to this word is one who has to go on in order to cherish its primary pursuit through countless failures. That is a seeker. To a seeker, one has to remain engaged despite of all failures, despite of the fact that Mahamaya, the veil, the divine veil cast upon all of us, is highly impenetrable. Is it not penetrable? It is penetrable. By whom? By those who are able to develop a subtle understanding of the highest order, Sukshmadarshi. They are able to pierce. They are able to tear apart this veil. But short of that, we are struggling to pierce. To us, it appears to be impenetrable. We're not able to penetrate. But that does not mean that the words of the exalted ones who have been there on this planet and have cherished their ultimate goal in their human form have mentioned fallacy for us as an experience. No, they are true. And the truth has everything to be verified from the testimony that even withstands today in the form of the sciences that approve the calculations of astronomy as an ancient Indian wisdom, how we can scale and measure with all exactness the movements of the stars, the moon, the sun, everything in the galaxy, how we are able to diagnose through the simple ordinary human pulse different kinds of ailments within a human dimension, physical dimension, and much more to count. Not only these, there are so many of them. There's so many of life sciences developed to their optimum levels during those unknown times. Those exalted ones have bestowed us with this Vedantic understanding that it pervades and prevails everywhere, and with special reference within a human form. It's within a human form, not merely confined to with a human form. With a human form is Keshav, Krishna, Vasudev, that once was there. But within a human form is a timeless understanding which is beyond time. It has been the same fact and shall remain be the same. For countless more to come and unravel this mystery and find the exactness of the existential dimension, existence within one's own self. My words have to be understood with a different understanding today because it talks about the esoteric Vedantic darshan. In the ongoing Kathopanishad classes, these days, incidentally, these verses they can directly find their reference, their citation in different words in Upanishads as well, especially Kathopanishad, first chapter, third Valli, starting from the first chapter, third Valli, and second chapter, first Valli. So I've just given the citation for the reference sake, but yes, the understanding can be drawn from there too. Having said that, I today conclude with this Vedantic understanding. It exists everywhere. However difficult it may appear to swallow this fact, and however impenetrable it may appear before a seeker, one must move on, keep moving, keep purifying your own inner self till the point where everything else unfolds before me, you, and all of us, and we cherish the purpose of our human manifestation. That shall be the pride of the Almighty, to create the human vested with all ability to discern between mutable and immutable. Till then, to the next class, ओम ही सत्य है, ओम ही सत्य है, ओम ही सत्य है.